Beyond the Gates, BTG, spoilers suggest that while the CBS soap's crossover storyline with The Young and the Restless, YNR, has offered some fun moments for fans of both daytime dramas, there have also been some discrepancies that have been noticed. First and foremost, YNR airs before BTG on CBS, so during the Wednesday, June 10th episode, it was a bit confusing when Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, was worried about the tornado that hit the DMV during the close of the show. She arrived at the GCAC with Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, right behind her, concerned about Victor getting caught in the storm. Thankfully, the mustache swung by the GCAC shortly after the fact, assuring he left Martin Richardson's, Brandon Claiborne, political fundraiser event after his speech, and well before the storm hit. He then left in a huff after explaining himself, as he believed Nikki was more concerned about her friend, Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, than him. By the time the YNR aired its Wednesday show, the tornado hadn't hit Fairmont Crest. It was during the end of the June 10th episode, after Martin's gala, that it crashed through. It would have been a better cliffhanger to have Victor arrive in GC on the Thursday, June 11th show, announcing he was okay, but this is a minor technicality. Still, the dynamics between Jack and Diane Abbott, Susan Walters, at Martin's fundraiser, are something worth noting. The last YNR fans had seen that couple, they were estranged, and Diane was missing weeks ago in GC. She hadn't been to work or in her hotel room. Audiences may recall that Diane and Jack have split up because of his one-night stand with Patty Williams, Stacey Hayduke. As such, it was rather strange to see the two of them, very much in love, and Diane alive, well, and located, without much explanation. Were Diane and Jack just faking it for public appearances? Is this the explanation? Will this be the explanation once they arrive back in Genoa City, assuming Diane's not still missing? In all fairness, the two soaps do have different shooting schedules, and as soap viewers know, things can pivot at the last minute when it comes to storylines. Beyond the Gates films months ahead of time, while The Young and the Restless shoots about several weeks before broadcast. YNR writers may have decided to change things up in Jack and Diane's love story, which could explain why they were so happy in Fairmont Crest, yet so miserable in GC. Beyond the Gates spoilers remind fans that the land of soaps is a place to escape, not nitpick. However, it is always interesting to have these aha moments while watching, right? Beyond the Gates / The Young and the Restless. Ghosts in the Garden. Title card. Beyond the Gates / The Young and the Restless crossover event. Theme. Fans online are already buzzing. How can Dr. Henry Dupree be in two places at once? And why does the history of the Gates contradict Genoa City's archives? Act I. Newman Enterprises CEO Office. Day. The sun sets over the Genoa City skyline. Victor Newman stands by the window, a glass of rare scotch in hand. Behind him, Michael Baldwin, 60s, sharp, slightly cynical, flips through a digital tablet. Michael, the acquisition of the Maryland shoreline property, is hitting a snag. Victor, a significant one. Victor, without turning. The Dupree family. I'm aware, Michael. They've held that enclave since the late 1920s. They don't sell to outsiders. Michael, it's not just their refusal to sell. It's the logistics. I've been looking into their lead counsel, a woman named Vanessa Dupree. Victor, I ran her credentials through our database. Victor, and? Michael, she's a ringer for Drusilla Winters. But her birth certificate says she was born in the Gates, Maryland, in 1975. She has no record of ever stepping foot in Genoa City. Victor, Drusilla is dead, Michael. She went over that cliff years ago. Michael, I know. But here's the discrepancy. The Gates local archives list her as a Supreme Court justice for the state of Maryland during the same years. Drusilla was living at the Chancellor Estate. Victor, two people, one face, two different lives lived simultaneously? Michael, exactly. The fans, the public, is starting to notice. There are rumors of a temporal shift, or more likely, a very deep cover identity. Victor, get me a flight to Maryland. I want to see this Gates for myself. The Dupree Mansion, the Gates, Maryland Day. A sprawling, ultra-modern estate. This is Beyond the Gates, an exclusive Black Upper-class enclave. Dr. Henry Dupree, 60s, regal, the patriarch, is tending to a bonsai tree. His daughter, Nicole Dupree, enters. Nicole, Dad, we have a visitor coming from the Midwest. A Mr. Victor Newman. Henry Newman. The name sounds like a shadow from a dream I'd rather forget. Nicole, you know him? Your records say you spent your entire residency at Johns Hopkins. But I found an old medical journal. It says you consulted at Memorial Hospital in Genoa City back in '92. Henry A. Misprint, Nicole. I've never been to Wisconsin. It's a cold, desolate place for cold, desolate people. Nicole, then why did a woman named Nikki Newman just like a photo of you on the hospital's Instagram from 30 years ago? The commenters are going wild, Dad. They're saying you look exactly like a doctor who died in a lab explosion. In 1994, Henry, people see what they want to see. The Gates is our reality. Genoa City is a fiction. The Chancellor Estate, Genoa City, Day. Lily Devon, are you seeing this on Twitter? Or X, or whatever we're calling it. Today? Devon, the Dupree sighting? Yeah. It's a glitch in the Matrix, Lily. It has to be. Lily, it's not just a lookalike. Someone posted a video of Vanessa Dupree speaking at a gala in Maryland last night. Devon, she has Mom's laugh. The exact same cadence. But she's talking about her 30 years in Maryland law. Devon, it's impossible. If Mom were alive, she wouldn't stay away. Not from us. Lily, but what if she doesn't know who she is? Or what if? Devon, look at the timeline. If Vanessa Dupree has been in Maryland since the 90s, then who is the woman who raised us? Act 2. The Gates, the country club, Day. The atmosphere is old money meets modern excellence. Victor Newman enters, looking like a shark in a koi pond. He is met by Vanessa Dupree, 50s, stunning. The image of Drusilla Winters, but refined and wearing a power suit. Vanessa, Mr. Newman. You're a long way from the ranch. Victor, stunned for a microsecond, then recovers. You have a remarkable resemblance to an old friend of mine, Miss Dupree. Vanessa, get that often lately. Apparently, there was a woman in your town who specialized in drama and falling off cliffs. I specialize in litigation and protecting my family's borders. Victor, the discrepancy in your history interests me. You claim to have clerked for Judge Henderson in 1998, but Judge Henderson's memoirs mention a brilliant young woman from Genoa City who visited him that summer. Vanessa, a coincidence. My family has lived behind these gates for generations. We don't cross over into the soaps of the common world, Victor. Victor, and yet your father, Henry, he seems to have a very familiar scar on his wrist. One he got during a certain laboratory explosion? Vanessa, you're reaching, Victor. Are you here to buy land, or are you here to play detective with a history that isn't yours? Scene 5. Abbott Mansion, Genoa City, night. Jack Abbott, 70s, is on a video call with Ashley Abbott, 60s, in Paris. Jack, Ashley. The internet is melting down. They're comparing photos of the Dupree family in Maryland to the Winters, and even some of the Newmans. There are photos of a wedding in the Gates from 2005, and in the background you can see someone who looks exactly like John Abbott. Ashley, Jack, that's impossible. Dad died in my arms. Jack, I know. But the discrepancy fans are pointing out is the date. The wedding in Maryland happened on the same day we were having Dad's funeral. How can a man be in a casket in Wisconsin and drinking champagne in Maryland at the same time? Ashley, is it possible? Jack, is it possible there's a mirror city? A place where all our lost people went? Jack, I'm calling Diane. We're going to Maryland. Act 3. The Gatehouse, the Gates, night. A younger couple from beyond the Gates, Marcus and Jada, are arguing. Jada, Marcus, look at this blog. The soap opera effect. They're saying our entire town is a retcon. That we were created to fill a void in a legacy show. Marcus, it's just internet trolls, Jada. We're real. I remember my childhood. I remember the 4th of July in 2010, right here on the lawn. Jada, do you? Or do you just remember the photos? Because I looked up the weather. In Maryland on July 4th, 2010, it rained. Heavily. But your photos? They show a bright, sunny day. The same weather Genoa City had that day for their bicentennial. Marcus, disturbed. What are you saying? Jada, I'm saying our memories are being rewritten to match a timeline we aren't part of. We are a discrepancy. The Gates Hospital. Night. Dr. Henry Dupree is in his office. He opens a hidden wall safe. Inside is not money, but a collection of items. 1. A Newman Towers badge. 2. A photo of a young Neil Winters. 3. A prescription bottle from a pharmacy in Genoa City, dated 1993. Henry touches the photo of Neil. Henry whispering, I'm sorry, Neil. They weren't supposed to find us. The gates were supposed to stay closed. Suddenly, the door opens. Victor Newman walks in unannounced. Victor, hello, Hank. Or should I call you Dr. Taylor? The man who supposedly died helping me develop that pharmaceutical patent 30 years ago? Henry turns ice cold. Victor, you always were an arrogant bastard. Victor, the fans, the people, they noticed, Henry. They noticed that you never aged. Between 1994 and 2024. How is that possible? Henry and the Gates, time moves differently. We are the legacy. We are the stories that were too big for your little town. Victor, the first one, answers. And I want to know why Drusilla is out there pretending to be a lawyer named Vanessa. Henry, she isn't pretending, Victor. To her, Drusilla is the dream. Vanessa is the reality. And if you try to wake her up, I'll bury you under these gates. Dramatic music crescendo. Act 4. A garden pathway. The Gates Night. Devin Winters walks through the manicured gardens. He sees a woman standing by a fountain. It's Vanessa, Drusilla. She is humming a song, the same lullaby Drusilla used to sing to him. Devin, Mom? Vanessa turns. Her expression is one of confusion, then a flash of recognition, then back to stone. Vanessa, you must be Mr. Winters, the billionaire from the Midwest. I'm sorry, Do. I know you? Devin, you know that song. You're singing My Girl, but the slow version. You sang that to me when I was a kid, when you adopted me. Vanessa, shaking her head, I don't have children, Mr. Winters. I chose my career over motherhood. It's one of my few regrets. Devin, no. No, look at me. Look at my eyes. You're Drusilla Winters. You fell off a cliff in 2007. We never found your body. Vanessa, I've lived in Maryland for 50 years. I have the tax returns. I have the school records. Devin, then explain the discrepancy. Vanessa, explain why your fingerprints, which I pulled off your wine glass at the club tonight, match the prints of a woman who died 17 years ago in a different state. Vanessa looks down at her hands. They are shaking. Vanessa, I remember the water. I remember the cold. But then the gates opened, and I walked through, and suddenly I was a lawyer. I was successful. I was whole. Devin, who did this to you? Vanessa, the architect. Newman Enterprises, night. Back in Genoa City, Nikki Newman is looking at a map of Maryland. She notices something. Nikki, Victor, look at the coordinates for the gates. Victor, what is it, Nikki? Nikki, according to the satellite imagery from 10 years ago, there was nothing there. Just woods. The entire town, the families, the history, it appeared overnight in 2025. Victor, then how do they have records going back to the 20s? Nikki, it's a collective retcon, Victor. Someone is rewriting reality. And the discrepancies the fans are seeing? Those are the cracks in the foundation. The gates aren't just a neighborhood, they're a prison. Act V. The Grand Gala, The Gates Night. The entire cast of Beyond the Gates is present, joined by Victor, Nikki, Jack, and Devin. The tension is palpable. Dr. Henry Dupree stands at the podium. Henry, welcome, everyone. Tonight, we celebrate the merger of Dupree Industries and Newman Enterprises, a union of two worlds. Victor, a merger, Henry, or a takeover? The room goes silent. Victor, I've been looking into the discrepancies. I've been looking into why my friends and family are living new lives here with no memory of the old ones. Henry, sit down, Victor. Victor, to the crowd, you. Vanessa, you aren't a lawyer. You're a fashion icon. From Genoa City. And you, Dr. Dupree, you were my lead scientist. Suddenly, the lights flicker. The walls of the ballroom seem to shimmer, showing flashes of Genoa City. The colonnade room, crimson lights, the ranch. Vanessa/Drusilla Neal. Where is Neal? The Vanessa persona cracks. She falls to her knees, clutching her head. Henry, you've ruined it. We were happy here. We didn't have to deal with the affairs, the kidnappings, the constant trauma of Genoa City. I built this sanctuary for us. Devon, Mom. Henry, stay back. The gates are closing. If you don't leave now, you'll be trapped in the rewrite. The exterior gates night. Victor, Jack, and Devon are running toward the massive iron gates of the community. Behind them, the town of the gates begins to glow with an eerie blue light. Devon, I'm not leaving her. Victor will come back for her, son. But if we stay, we won't. Remember why we came. They burst through the gates just as a massive shockwave of energy ripples through the air. The road outside continuous. The men stand on the gravel road, breathing hard. They turn around. The gates are gone. The mansions are gone. There is only a dense, dark forest, and a sign that reads, Property of the Dupree Estate. Do not enter. Jack. What just happened? Victor, the internet, the discrepancy posts. They're disappearing. Every tweet, every photo, it's being deleted in real time. Devon looking at a photo on his phone, the photo of the woman who looked like Mom, it's changing. He shows them the screen. The woman in the photo is no longer Drusilla. It's a stranger. Victor, they've fixed the glitch. Inside the gates, restoration. Inside the enclave, everything is perfect again. Vanessa Dupree is standing by the fountain, smiling. She looks at her reflection. She is calm. Dr. Henry Dupree approaches her. Henry, are you all right, darling? You looked a bit faint during the gala. Vanessa, I'm fine, Father. I just had the strangest thought. For a moment I thought I was someone named Drusilla? Henry, smiling, a silly name. Must have been something you read in a book. Vanessa, you're right. Let's go inside. We have a legacy to maintain. A dark room. Unknown location. A figure sits in front of a dozen monitors. Each monitor shows a different soap. Opera. YNR, B&B, General Hospital, Beyond the Gates. A hand reaches out and types on a keyboard. Discrepancy detected in Genoa City. File. Correction applied. The figure turns slightly. It's a character we haven't seen in years, someone thought to be the ultimate writer of the soap world.